Hi, my name is Cristopher Jacklin. I'm one of the authors of Level Up. I'm an English teacher originally from Canada, but I've been teaching English here in Sweden for the past 5 years. Myself, together with the other author, Desiree, we wanted to write Level Up to create a resource for Swedish-speaking students specifically to help them overcome the main challenges that they have when learning English. The book was meant to be a complement to in-class teaching. It's not supposed to replace it, and something that students can take with them when they're working outside of the classroom to help improve the quality of the English work that they're producing and complement their English learning. I'm very happy with how the book turned out. I think it looks beautiful, and I truly believe that if you were to bring this resource into your classroom, it would very much benefit the confidence and quality of the English work that your students will produce. We're not really using the book to teach grammar necessarily. I believe that the common European frameworks approach to teaching language, where we focus more on communication rather than grammar itself, and where the grammar is kind of baked in to that learning, is a better approach, and that's kind of what we've done. So we don't even have a grammar section necessarily, but rather a language section that has basic grammar principles kind of baked into it, as well as an overview of different parts of speech of the English language. But the beauty of it is actually that there's big parts of that section that are dedicated to problems, grammar problems that Swedish students deal with or have a problem with particularly. So for example, prepositions is something that is a quite common issue for Swedish speakers learning English. And then those grammar principles are linked directly with different activities and different text types, for example, in the book, so that students can see the relevance of learning those principles and apply them directly. So in the writing section, we've provided some very structured and pedagogic examples of different types of texts that your students are going to be required to write. And the beauty of it is that once you've given your instruction, the book itself is not meant to replace your teaching, but rather to supplement it. So once you've given your instruction and students are asked to go and work on their own, they'll be able to have the handbook with them, and they'll be able to flip to the page. For example, if they're writing an argumentative text, we have one there when they can see a really good example. And in that text, we've visually shown different, for example, grammar principles or different features in the text that they should include that will really improve the quality and clarity of their own writing. So they can follow that along, and it helps you as a teacher transfer some of the responsibility to the student for them to take control of their own learning, which I think is extremely important. So in the preparing for tests section, we've included a few tips and tricks to help students succeed specifically on the English National Test. So these tips have basically been derived from my 5 years of teaching English here in Sweden and my success in preparing my own students for the test. So we have tips for each part of the test. For example, for speaking, we teach students how techniques to kind of overcome getting stuck in a conversation, how they can talk around words that they don't know in English. In reading, how they can avoid trick questions, and in writing, how they can plan, prepare, and execute their written tasks. Awesome.
Exhausted?
No, that's all right.
Yeah.
It's fun. Yeah, it's the first time I've done it, so you know, never know how it's going to go. But,
We'll be off like in 10 minutes.
Yeah, we can wait around. That would be fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.